through languages, I got cultural understanding, and through cultural understanding, of course, you see how world works, consumer habits, how cultures developed, how societies work, how money rotates around there, how Western world is interacting with the Eastern world. You understand more about the import, export, services, etc. Everything, if you are lazy with AI, it makes it worse. But if you put your effort and use AI to enhance your productivity, it makes it better. The solutions that we, for example, create right now for Industry Rockstar is before they were producing online courses. All the public speakers who are serious almost have courses online, right? And now we're producing interactive online courses. So instead of you just watching videos and making notes for yourself, you watch a little bit of a video, and then the avatar, which is a clone of a speaker, asks you a question. Hey, please think about your life. We're going to create, let's say we want to create your brand story. So think about your life, think about the milestones in your life, and tell about them to me. And then you write a little bit. And then, okay, process, and ask the next question. And it's not hard-coded conversation. It's a conversation, intelligent conversation. And the outcome of this conversation is that you get some sort of brand asset for yourself. Before, you had to watch a course for 2-3 hours. It gives you strategies, and then you write your own story. This time, you just answer the questions, and the platform gives you your story. When I say interactive course, it's much more fun, much more engaging to do. And then at the end of the course model, you already have your result in front. Most people, I don't remember the recent statistic, but was it like 80% of the people who buy an online course do not finish that course? And then another 80% who finish that course, they just watch the videos and do nothing with that. After you realize yourself, who you are, how you write, how you speak, then you can teach that to, let's say, ChatGPT and start to get your scripts from there. Of course, you have to still modify it, but don't have the AI or the clone or computer create your identity for the artificial intelligence, and then you can utilize it.
Aatu Horus, a visionary in the field of interactive media development. Over the past decade, Aatu has been at the forefront of revolutionizing small and medium-sized enterprises. His secret sauce of success is innovative branding AI solutions applied to B2B sales and marketing strategies. He produced impactful brand films in collaboration with personal brands like Les Brown and Tony Robbins. Globally recognized for his fluency in English, Mandarin Chinese, Thai, Finnish, and Nepali, Aatu is a true cultural bridge builder. In today's conversation, we will discuss Aatu's mission to provide businesses with the system clarity and flow they need to succeed, and how he uses functional AI solution for compelling branded media. We will know some life hacks about how to become an influencer in your industry using novel marketing solution. Great to meet you today. Welcome, Aatu, to my podcast.
Hello, Leo. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, thank you. My first question about, it's amazing, so many languages. I don't know. So your story, how you come to this, how to come to this? Did you come to this?
Oh, well, that's a deep question, right? So I'm from Finland originally, right? Scandinavia. But when I was 18, I moved to Thailand by myself. At that time, I was a designer, graphic designer, and I worked as a graphic designer for a long time. From Thailand, I lived there for 6 years. Then I went to China to live for a couple of years. From China, I went to Nepal, started studios there. And long story short, now I'm back in Thailand, but this time I have all the studios set up around Asia, and I worked a lot with different brands around the world.
Wow.
So I mean, I guess I just lived in these countries. Your question was how I learned these languages. There's no secret. I just surrounded myself with people who speak those languages.
How did this contribute in your current successful business and ability to help a lot of people over the world?
So, of course, these languages contribute a lot because through language you understand the culture. I don't think you really understand any culture truly before you understand at least somewhat their language. So through languages I got cultural understanding, and through cultural understanding, of course, you see how world works, consumer habits, how culture is developed, how societies work, how money rotates around there, how Western world is interacting with the Eastern world. You understand more about the import, export, services, etc.
Okay. And I heard you did amazing job with Tony Robbins. Could you tell us more about it?
So my experience with Mr. Robbins has been not drastic, but we worked together in a way that I directed a camera team in his very large event in Israel, Tel Aviv, just like few months prior COVID. I directed the filming there, and then we produced Tony's commercial in Middle East for an organization called Najahi when he was touring there with other speakers. My company's co-founder, Kane, has been speaking on the same stage with Tony Robbins and many times, and doing collaboration with him on many fronts.
Okay, interesting. So finally, what happened? What did you learn from this experience?
Well, I think what was cool about the Tony Robbins experiences is that when I was about 23, I think, I'm right now 34, so I remember listening a lot of Tony Robbins' courses and hoping that one day I will do some work with his organization. I had no clue what that was that time, like no idea. But I was just, exercising, listening to Tony Robbins' courses all the time, doing all his assignments and thinking that one day it's going to happen. And then about, 7 years later from that, I was already directing the camera team in Tel Aviv.
Wow. So it proves that any dream, if you think about it, if you want it, you can realize, you can create your future by yourself by dreaming about these before.
Oh, 100%. Of course, you ask how it's affected me, these experiences. And when I work with people, of course, everybody affects me. Like with you, I was working on simplifying your explanation regarding the quantum business thinking.
Yes.
So, of course, we thought a lot together. We discussed and we thought, and of course, all that changes how I think. But very often when it comes up to company branding or creating commercials, especially if it's for a general audience and it's not something very complex, I might not learn very much at this point anymore since I've done those very many times. And the experiences with Tony Robbins' organization were not specifically philosophical. So I learned more, let's say, technical things there than philosophical. But I learned Tony's philosophies already a long time ago, so I'm happy about whatever he wrote over the decades.
Now, in the post-COVID world, everything changed. We are in a new reality. How this influence on your position and your understanding how to make commercial? My first question. And second question, what is your life hack, for example, for companies like startups, like any well-developed company, about new attitude to making commercial?
Sorry, what was the first question? How the COVID changed?
Yeah, in the post-COVID world, what do you think? How all marketing just changed? Marketing ability, marketing direction, marketing reality. and practice, how did it change in the post-COVID world? What's the difference between pre-COVID and post-COVID?
Okay, so post-COVID world also includes AI. So that's, I think, another topic. But let's say how COVID influenced is that everybody started learning to work remotely, and everybody started meeting in Zoom. To me, these were the biggest changes, like very, very drastic changes. I had a company with a bunch of employees, and we had an office, and we did stuff online, used Slack and like other companies too that time. But the COVID really, really taught us to do everything online. So from, company administration work, accounting, marketing, everything, discussion, communication, shifted online. And meetings happened over Zoom. So from the public speaking point of view, everybody started speaking in Zoom. Like Tony Robbins built a studio for millions of dollars for himself and started doing his events in Zoom. Nobody did anything anymore on big stages. Little by little, they've come back, but not yet to the extent they were before COVID. Everything just happens online, and people started structuring their speeches in Zoom. You realize that you have to engage your audience in different way than when they are in front of you in a ballroom. I don't know if you're like right now reading your emails. I have to guess.
Yeah, I'm reading. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know if I'm wearing pants here or not. That's the difference between online and offline world completely. So all the tactic strategies, the practicalities of communication changed because of COVID. I think, of course, people can still meet, but people got used to it. I'm managing my companies online completely. My studios are in different countries. I have studio managers in place, and I have meetings all the time with them. I don't need to be present. A lot of people are in this position.
Interesting. So let's continue. How AI influence on your business?
Okay. So how it influenced my business, or how it influenced marketing in general?
Yeah, marketing in general, but specifically in your ability to market and to make your services for clients. How AI changed your approach to building your business?
Sure. Drastically, since we build AI-powered solutions right now. AI existed a long time ago. It just got popularized and popular when OpenAI released ChatGPT. So everybody started doing something with AI. How AI influenced my business is every step of the process of, let's say, commercial production has an AI included in it right now. Let's say pre-planning, planning, scheduling, the scripting, different AI tools for different things currently, and they changed all the time. So like endorsing a tool feels kind of stupid right now. This next month might be something else. For research, I use Perplexity. For scripting, I use different AIs, but I prefer just doing very good prompts with ChatGPT and then modifying it pretty heavily. ChatGPT, maybe the 5, which comes out soon, is better. ChatGPT 4 doesn't write great stories yet. It uses weird words. You can tell in ChatGPT not to use these words that it uses over and over again in scripts, so you get better stuff. But I would say last 20% you got to do yourself anyway. Indoor editing, let's say I have your interview, like this interview you're doing with me right now. There's no AI that does the editing for you, but you can transcribe your interview and cut it based on this transcription.
So did it make better or did it make easy?
Well, both. Certainly it does both. I think easy it doesn't make it easy, it just makes it different. I mean, before it just makes things faster. You can focus more on the imagination, the creative aspect, instead of manual technical work and like typing a lot, for example. everything, if you are lazy with AI, it makes it worse. But if you put your effort and use AI to enhance your productivity, it makes it better.
Okay. Tell me more about what your business is today. What actually are you doing today? What kind of filming? What kind of marketing? Maybe some examples about your best clients. Just don't talk about me. I'm your client, but don't talk about me. Talk about your best clients.
Okay, got it. So we work with public speakers and educators for a very long time, including Les Brown and Tony and all these guys. But after the COVID, before COVID, it was a purely video production company. We produced commercials, we produced trailers, whatever speakers needed. Everybody already had online funnel. So in different steps of the online funnel, you needed video to be produced. You needed video sales letters, you need social media content, you need high quality trailers that you play before you get on stage to speak. So we still produce those. We've been producing those for a very long time. So videos for public speakers. But then during the COVID and after COVID, our clients needed more and more solutions outside of video production. So for example, platforms, apps, things that they can serve their audience better with. And so we started producing those. And of course, they're all AI powered right now. Everything's AI powered. So the solutions that we, for example, create right now for Industry Rockstar is before they were producing online courses. All the public speakers who are serious almost have courses online, right? And now we're producing interactive online courses. So instead of you just watching videos and making notes for yourself, you watch a little bit of a video and then the avatar, which is a clone of a speaker, asks you a question. Hey, please think about your life. We're going to create, let's say we want to create your brand story. So think about your life, think about the milestones in your life and tell about them to me. And then you write a little bit and then, okay, process and ask the next question. And it's not hard-coded conversation. It's a conversation, that intelligent conversation. And the outcome of this conversation is that you get some sort of brand asset for yourself. Before you had to watch a course for 2-3 hours, it gives you strategies, and then you write your own story. This time you just answer the questions, and the platform gives you your story. So when I say interactive course, it's much more fun, much more engaging to do. And then at the end of the course model, you already have your result in front. Most people, I don't remember the recent statistic, but was it like 80% of the people who buy an online course do not finish that course? And then another 80% who finish that course, they just watch the videos and do nothing with that. So we wanted to tackle that and create interactive online courses. This was one of the things that our public speaking clients wanted. So we went with the demand of the market, and from the video production, we evolved also to platform production. And these platforms, of course, they require videos a lot in them. People still require their authority brand trailers before they get on stage and so far. But it's much more full agency to give public speakers a higher brand and solutions for them to serve their audience.
You're not doing only services, you're doing development of something, because, not a lot of companies are doing this. Usually people take something off the shelf, and like ChatGPT, like any platform, and just apply it. But you produce, as I understand, you produce your own platform.
Yeah, if I said services, I said wrong. Like we produce platforms, yeah.
So you are actually an entrepreneur. You have your startup. Something. It looks like this, right?
Certainly, I am an entrepreneur. Yeah.
Entrepreneur and founder. That's interesting because you moved from just services to developing some tools. And I think because you are creative, you didn't find some course that really, platform that really fits your requirements. That's why you created this, right?
There is no such platforms yet. At some point, maybe it comes that you can just buy something white labeled and brand it yourself and everything's coded. But nobody has that yet. Like AI-powered interactive courses are a new thing. It's a race, of course, who builds the best one and fastest one right now. But you don't find much of them out there. There are some forms. You fill some forms and get a result from AI. But it's all new. Education's changing.
So are you going to use it only for yourself or just sell it for subscribers?
Of course we sell it to subscribers. I don't need such a platforms. I mean, it's like online course. When we build a platform for a speaker, of course I usually co-own part of the platform, and then the speaker sells it to their audience as the basic model is subscription.
Okay, because I just think about, for example, ClickFunnels. They do something close to this, right? What's the difference?
Well, the difference is quite massive since ClickFunnels has nothing to do with education. It builds online funnels. And of course, their business model has something similar in it, but it is, when you try to sell your program, you need ClickFunnels. When you already sold your program and want to add more value, you need an interactive online course. So the placement of the platform is already completely different.
Okay, very interesting. So let's move to your current business, what your services for companies.
Yeah.
So could you tell me why people come to you? What is different in your value proposition and business approach? Why people come to you again and again?
Okay. In essence, it is because they think they know how to explain their processes to people, and then they realize they don't. People don't understand, or they misunderstand, or it's complicated. So they need my help. Especially if the process is like yours was quantum business thinking.
Yeah.
It's very complicated for lay people to understand. But then, let's say if you start training people in how can they lead their companies by quantum business thinking, and you create a course, which is a process of getting everybody who go through this course, think like a quantum business thinker. They need to do something besides study. So how I would, for example, what I would like to propose to you is like, hey, let's create a process where you take your clone, your avatar, takes people through a quantum business thinking course using their data at every step. So at the end of the course, they actually have something that's their own. It's not just videos that they watch.
It's interesting because you said use their data again. Could you elaborate a little bit about it? Because this is really very personalized, and it's like a dream for anybody else, because usually people use take somewhere data and try to manipulate this data in their favor. So what does it mean, use their data? How to explain it?
Let's take an example of quantum business thinking. So let's say if a person goes through your quantum business thinking course and everything is perfect, everything goes perfectly. After going through that course, what does this person have?
They have ability to think in a more successful, straightforward, and most important, saving energy way, because everything is all about energy. And not about time and not about task. Everything is about energy. And quantum means we're talking about energy, not about time, not about other stuff. And our nature is built in a way that it creates the least energy spent. If you go from point A to point B, it goes for the least energy requirements. So in this case, yes. So it's the main issue, how to think in energy saving way for any doing, thinking, application, business, for anything. How can I make think efficient and effective.
Okay, and with that type of thinking, they might go then and put together a new company strategy and structure, for example.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So because there has to be a tangible outcome for my product to make any sense. So let's say I would work with you to create a interactive course on quantum business thinking. We would map out the process very, very carefully and see every step of the way that the user comes and uses it. So in this process, the avatar of Leon would be asking the user a lot of questions, and the user would type or speak their answers. And they would have to do a lot of thinking because the questions would be good. But at the end, instead of the person just having new type of thinking because the questions and the information was good, the person has new type of thinking, of quantum business thinking, and he has a company structure revamped, and he has a new business strategy. It laid in front of him. So what I want, every time I create an interactive online course for any influencer, I want that their audience, besides getting knowledge, they also get results, which lacks from the traditional courses.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
It makes more sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And how many courses did you create so far? Do you have some let's say testimonials about it? Yeah.
So in our current course portal, we got 9 interactive courses right now, and 9th one is on production. Now, of course, we're bettering all of them all the time.
Yeah. Is there any results or outcome from this? Or it's still it wasn't tested so much?
Well, outcomes, yes. From a lot of users, there's outcome. Like I don't have let's say I do have some celebrity testing. But I can't really tell about that yet. The outcomes are, let's say, people got their brand stories, people got their brand assets created for them. They got their sales scripts, they got feedback. We have a platform that gives you sales feedback. So after every time you make a sales call, you upload the call to the platform and you get feedback. So sort of coaching, virtual coaching. Like, I mean, should try. I give you the platform to try after the call.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Thank you. So companies come to you and they have some ideas around so they have some vision about their marketing, their sales, how they build a relationship with their customers. And usually this is not right. How you manage to create the right way how to do it and to overcome people's fixedness on what they want. So I come to you, I want authority, yeah? But you can say, okay, you don't need authority. You need brand filming, you need something else. But at this stage of your development, authority may be too early. So how you manage all these discussions with your clients about what they really need and convince them to do something that really will help them to proceed with their business?
So I don't really believe in convincing, and not everybody needs what I offer. If somebody comes to me and they have a problem, sometimes they might be right about their problem, and it might be a problem that I cannot help them with. Very often, let's say in the world of online education and public speaking, which I work closely with, very often I see people don't understand the value of branding, and that's their first pitfall. I think the perception that the public has about them before they get in front of them matters very, very much for you to sell your high-ticket products, your online courses, your education, mentorship programs, whatever you're selling. And somehow, no matter how much I tell them that, they don't understand it right off the bat. So people come to me with the problem that they need better marketing, they need better funnel website, They need to revamp their offer. I don't know. And very often, if the people, their audience, would just find them credible enough, they would sell high tickets better. What they want, they would achieve it. But they make it complicated.
So they don't have right perception about what they're gonna sell, what they have, and there is a gap between their perception, product perception, and actual perception. And this gap. So your job to just close this gap, right?
Oh, exactly. And clarify their message. Very often they think their message is brilliant. They figured out something, genius, but nobody understands. Or they explain it in a very, very complicated way, which, you got to read 3-4 times before understanding it.
Good. We are about to wrap up our conversation. So could you share some important life hack for my audience about how to market themselves in the best way?
Well, first life hack is, of course, use a personal brand. Do not start with a corporate brand. Nobody cares about corporate brand. Like, check out the followers of Elon Musk and Tesla.
Yeah.
So market your personal brand. Talk about yourself and be honest, especially on time when everything is a clone, everybody's using ChatGPT, whatever. And people can smell this fakeness miles away. So don't go towards this polished, everything shiny, too perfect image. Be yourself. Talk about your weaknesses sometimes. Be a human. I would say these are the life hacks, but these things people forget. With a life hack is, let's say, after you realize yourself, who you are, how you write, how you speak, then you can teach that to, let's say, ChatGPT and start to get your scripts from there. Of course, you have to still modify it, but don't have the AI or the clone or computer create your identity. Create your identity for the artificial intelligence, and then you can utilize it.
Okay, thank you very much, Aatu, and thank for this amazing conversation. I really learn a lot, and I'm happy to continue our collaboration. So thank you, Aatu. We had Aatu Horus in our podcast. He's a visionary in the field of interactive media development and one of the best brand developers who help people to grow their business. Thank you, Aatu.
No problem, man. Thanks, Leon.